Hi, all you dreamers of the world. Kasumi Mando here, the virtual singer-songwriter and producer, and it's time for a review of this classic J-pop album, Toshiyuki Tsuchitori's Jomon Parody Drums of Jomon period. Although this album doesn't really fall in the category of J-pop, this album is rare and important not only musically, but historically. It can tell us so much about the origin of Japanese music. It's one of a few albums that can give us an idea of what the Japanese prehistoric music sounded like. This album is an attempt by the master percussionist Toshiyuki Tsuchitori to bring back the sound of Asian Japanese music to the current time. He has dedicated more than 10 years of his life to research, fieldwork, and practice to make this album. The Jomon period in Japan, spanning from approximately 14,000 before the Common Era to 300 BCE, is one of the most ancient eras in Japanese history, known for the widespread use of parody, intricate forms of hunter-gatherer societies, and the burgeoning relationship between humans and nature. If you are curious about the Jomon period culture of Japan, I made a video about it, so make sure to watch the video. The link to the video is down below in the description. Tsuchitori was originally avant-garde jazz drummer in Tokyo in the 70s. Working with musicians like Ryuichi Sakamoto. As he invested himself in trying to master the spirit of jazz music, he built a deep desire to understand the roots of jazz music. The drummer he respected so much at the time was the great free jazz drummer Milford Graves. Graves told Tsuchitori, "If you want to know about the roots of jazz, then you should go visit Africa. You must study the music of Africa, that is the roots of jazz music. And when you learn the music of Africa, you will understand the essence of all music." So he went. Tsuchitori went to Africa to immerse himself in learning about African indigenous music. And he started to sense that Africa is not only the birthplace of human species, but also the birthplace of all music. After he recognized the roots of music in Africa, he started to question whether the same kind of roots of music could also exist in ancient Japan. Japan's rich musical culture must have a lineage that stretched back to thousands of years. He eventually found its roots in Jomon culture, musically dating back 5,000 years or more. The Jomon period derives its name from the distinctive chord-marked patterns found on their parody, known as Jomon in Japanese. These intricate designs, created by impressing chords or ropes onto the surface of the clay vessels, not only served as a decorative element, but also held significant cultural and spiritual value. Jomon parody was probably created for the survival in the beginning. However, some 5,000 years ago, it started to show artistic expression that reflected the daily lives, beliefs, and rituals of its creators. Among the parody found in Japan, some did not look like any other. Undecorated rim was perfectly flat, and holes were evenly placed around the edge. Based on the other cultures' examples worldwide, some suggested that these parts were kind of drums. When Tsuchitori encountered these special parodies in the museum, he intuitively knew that it had to be a drum, based on his experience of seeing all kinds of indigenous instruments all over the world. So he made up his mind to reproduce it and prove himself right. Soon, he was joined by a team of archaeologists and potters who were attracted by his theory. Tsuchitori and his team meticulously reproduced Jomon parody drums. After more than 10 years of research and another year to produce the replica, the scene was set for his performance, using 13 parody drums plus primitive wind instruments made of clay and stone. Tsuchitori dedicated the music to the native people of Japan. On the day of August 20th, 1990, the performance was held from 2 a.m. to a daybreak in the open square, characteristically reserved for such a rituals in Jomon-era village. This album is the selected piece of live performance of that day. The project was an attempt to reach back towards the roots of the Japanese culture. The album starts with the track Ray, which you can hear the sound of the fire burning around him, and begins with the primitive wind instrument followed by the drums. The pulsating rhythm and primal energy of the drums evoke images of early human settlements as the communities come together to lay the foundation of the village. What I appreciate is that the album can give you an insight into the birth of music in Japan, how the beats of these primitive drums are similar to what we hear in modern drums, and how these are the natural, necessary expression of our beings. In a sense, I felt that the album as a whole is a piece and an experience. If you set a time to immerse yourself in this album, hypnotic cadence of the drums creates an otherworldly atmosphere, as if we are witnessing the sacred ceremony unfold before our own very eyes. Tsuchitori's intricate rhythm draws you in, inviting you to become a part of this ancient ritual. I think that this album is a musical treasure that can give us an insight into roots of Japanese culture. Taro Okamoto, who famously said, "Art is explosion," is one of the most popular and well-known artists in Japan. Okamoto saw the Jomon people as pioneers of Japanese arts and culture. He believed that by reconnecting with the primal roots of Japanese Jomon culture, modern Japan could find a renewed sense of identity and purpose. He recalled his first time encountering the parody works of the Jomon era, saying, "I was astounded. I had no idea this kind of Japan existed. No, this was the real Japan. I felt my blood grow hotter. My enthusiasm caught fire." When you talk about the roots of its culture, many Japanese are starting to find their roots back in Jomon culture, and this album can give us a rare insight into birth of Japanese music, the birth of J-pop. This is the volume 3 of the J-pop classic album review, and I am planning to do 100 classic J-pop album reviews, the albums that played an important role in the development of J-pop music, or ones that are quintessential to understanding the culture of Japanese pop music. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for the future videos, like and comment, and let me know what you think of this album. I'll be back soon. I hope you will have a great day and take a step toward your dreams.